Hey everybody. I'm a person where, I wake up in the morning, I watch the news, I look at the news at night, I go online just like a lot of other people, and I follow a lot of things that are going on in politics. And it's been a very, I would say it's been a very rough week for just, America with all the stuff going on, with what happened to Charlie Kirk. It's been just a very horrible time for America right now, in my opinion. But one thing I wanted to talk about is, free speech. It's amazing to me, and I say this as a Trump supporter and someone that I voted for Donald Trump, but it's amazing to me that so many Republicans online are like celebrating, people getting their accounts demonetized or, taken down or, comedians or talk show hosts, being censored, and it's just crazy to me. And when Donald Trump was running, all the Trump supporters were talking about, oh, free speech, and people should be able to say what they want to say, and all this other stuff. And again, I'm a person where I believe in free speech, and then to turn around and see, months later that these same Republicans that were talking about free speech and, oh, we're against censorship, are happy that, someone like Jimmy Kimmel is, his show is being, I guess, taken off of, television or whatever, or off air, as they would say. And I think that that's crazy. Like, how can you celebrate, freedom of speech one moment, or at least sit up and go online saying, oh, well, I believe people should be able to say what they want to say. You say that, in one moment, and then the next moment, oh, well, people shouldn't be able to say certain things that are this and that. It's just like, a lot of folks are moving the goalposts. Either you believe in free speech or you don't. Free speech, freedom of speech isn't necessarily something where, you're on the fence or not. Like, either you believe in it or not. And it's just amazing to see what's going on. And a lot of these Republicans that are celebrating, some of the censorship and people, having their accounts, taken down, folks who are professors in colleges and stuff being fired, people who are, just normal 9-to-5 workers being fired for saying certain things that they don't agree with. People who celebrate that now are going to get a rude awakening because, again, what happens when the Democrats said, well, you know what? Let's just do the same thing that the Republicans were doing a few years ago. And I've seen people online say, oh, well, why do the Democrats care all of a sudden? Just because the Democrats aren't for free speech and they're celebrating, people having their accounts, taken down years ago, doesn't mean we participate in the same, type of behavior. And it's, I know I'm rambling, but I'm looking at a lot of folks online, even on X right now, Twitter, where they're celebrating, oh, well, Jimmy Kimmel won't be on the television anymore, and, Jimmy Kimmel's this and Jimmy Kimmel's that. I'm not a big Jimmy Kimmel fan either. And, he says a lot of things, but, the president also says things. Many politicians say things that we don't agree with and we don't like. So are we going to, try to cancel everybody that, we don't agree with? Like, if a comedian makes a joke that a certain racial group doesn't agree with, are we going to say, well, you know what, take that comedian, he shouldn't be on stage, and his television show should be canceled from Netflix and all this other stuff? It's just like, I didn't know that so many MAGA Republicans were this sensitive. Like, this is one of the reasons why so many people voted for Donald Trump, is they thought he was going to protect, free speech and protect, the First Amendment and things like that. And it's sort of sad that people are celebrating censorship. Republicans, like, this is something I would expect from the Democrats, but the Republicans are no better than the Democrats on this issue. And you're having, folks say, oh, well, you can say what you want, but there's boundaries and all this other stuff. Well, again, one of the reasons why Donald Trump got elected is because Donald Trump said what was on his mind. And if you remember, Donald Trump said some things about John McCain that weren't too flattering. And you know what? People said, guess what? That's Donald Trump, and this is politics. Get over it. That's what the Republicans were screaming years ago. Now it's just like, oh my God, this person is a horrible person because they said, that X, Y, and Z and this and that. It's just like I've never seen a time in my life where so many MAGA Republicans are acting like Democrats. And, it almost goes to show you, I'm starting to believe that, you have some people online that say Democrats and Republicans are basically the same. I'm almost, after seeing what's going on now, I'm almost starting to agree with those people. There's a lot of people that say, you know what, no matter if you vote for a Democrat or Republican, they're all the same. And I used to always, see people make that comment online, and I used to say, oh, that's crazy. There is a huge difference between Democrats and Republicans. But now it's to the point where Republicans are looking a lot like Democrats right now, considering, how they're trying to, censor folks and, crack down on, people saying things online and different things like that. And again, a lot of politicians are going to use the Charlie Kirk tragedy. It was a horrible tragedy. A lot of people are going to use that. And I see that happening with Republicans right now, where they're going to use that and try to make laws to censor people online. Just watch. And so, a lot of these Republicans that are acting like, oh, we care about Charlie Kirk. A lot of them are going to use this to say, you know what? Let's censor people that we don't agree with. That's what they're going to use it for. They're going to use this whole tragedy to pass certain laws that a lot of people don't like. And so, again, it's a sad day. I mean, what's going on, in my opinion, is very sad. Just all around. I mean, we're to the point where Republicans are agreeing with, cancel culture. It's very sad. I hope many of the Trump supporters snap out of it and really think about what they're saying when it comes to this issue, because this almost makes a lot of Republicans, especially, MAGA Republicans, look like hypocrites. How can you, for all these years, talk about, oh, the Democrats want to censor people, and then once the Republicans get in power, they want to do the same thing? So, in the comment section, let me know how you feel. But I'm for free speech. I think Jimmy Kimmel should still have his television show, even though I don't agree with him. And, that's just how I feel, because I know that the same people celebrating now are going to be the same people complaining once the Democrats get into power. And trust me, Democrats are looking at a lot of things Trump is doing, and they're saying, you know what? Wait until we get in power. Watch what we do. And so it's just like, if you're laughing now, what do they say? Laugh now, cry later. If you're laughing now and you're happy about people being canceled, even if it's folks you disagree with, when the Democrats get into power and do the same thing again, don't complain. So in the comment section, let me know how you feel about just Republicans and free speech. Thank you.